Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got 4 radios to listen to. 7600, FT2000, they're on the same system because they're on my amp, and all I'm doing is switching between each radio with the same antenna, which is a Cobweb. Next is a 991, and that's on a Cobweb, but it's up probably around about 4 feet different to the 7600 and FT2000. That's probably up around about an extra 4 feet, but it's the gap between them is probably around about, call it 20 foot. And then last, I've got my 847, and that is on a Magloop, figure of 8 Magloop. That's what I'm using there. So all it's to show you is the difference on signals. I should make sure these are off. That's the amp off, preamp. All it is that just the preamp off. So these have got no preamps on, and then I'll put them on with the preamps to match my 7600. ICOM has a very good receive, and you get more of a better receive on an ICOM than on anything else. Anything else really, you've got to have the receive preamp on. So they call it IPO. As you can see here, there it is, IPO. So let me just touch that so it gets it a little bit better. So IPO, that's it, just on. That's normal because you've got 1 and 2. Same as the 991 here, IPO, it's off because it's just on. The IPO is on, there's no preamp on. Okay, just so you know. And then with my 847, there's no preamp on, or RF amp as it says there. If I want to put it on, but it's off because I've seen so many other hams, and even they've got big stations, 7800s, ICOM 7800s, 7850s, and this kind of thing. And same as with TS 990s and all this. So they've got all the big radios, and yet they've got the preamp on either 1 or 2. So when they give you signal reports, I've just seen one today. I've been on YouTube and having a look on there, and Alpha 61 Kilo, he's got one. Very big station he's got, very big station. And he's giving out reports your 20 or your 40 over 9 and this kind of thing, and he's got the amp on either 1 or 2. So it's not, he's only got an S9. So why is he saying you're 20 or 40 over 9 when you're really not? It's total false report, and why people give total false reports like that is stupid. So I'm going on with the 7600 as I'll say here for my setup. Might be different for yours. Everything's different for everybody else. But I'm going on with no preamp on at all. So this is what I'm getting. I'm a 14222. Is 5 and 9. Anything between 5 and 9 and 5 and 9 plus 20. Somewhere in between there usually. See, 5 and 9 plus 10 there. Like I say, no preamp. And I'll switch straight over. You won't hear any audio on my FT2000 because I've not put it on over there. So you'll just see the signal. So now I'm going to switch. There, that's an S7. And now I'm going to turn up my FT991. Let me just turn the sweep off. So that's an S5 and that's an S1. See, an S1, and that will show an S5. I want to try and get the guy when he's actually speaking a little bit more. It's an S5 there is, and it's only an S1 on here. So now I'll pop him back onto the 7600. It's an S9. So now what I'll do, this is only on 20 meters, might be different on other bands. I'll put the, as you see, amp 1 on there, and on here, now I'll put the amp 1 on there. So now is a, when it comes on there, still an S1 to S2. Now is an S9 on here. Let's just pull out a little bit more so you can see it. And I've got to switch between the radios to see what the reports are. That's an S7. That's an S2. That's an S9. So that's an S9. No preamp on this one. No preamp on it all. Preamp 1 on there. Preamp 1 on there. So what I'll do, turn the audio off the 991. I've got the audio still on the FT ICOM 7600. And there he goes up to an S9. And now I'll start bringing in my 847 with a mag loop. It's about an S7 and an S9 on that one. So that's an S9. I want him to try and do a little bit more talking. So that's just over an S9 there. Is nearly an S9 on this. So the mag loop's very good. And then I'll go down onto my 991. And don't forget this has got the amp 1 on as well, as you can see just here. It's only an S3. But cobweb. So 2 cobwebs, as I say, a difference of about 4 feet. And I'll put it on there, S9 there, and an S5 there. So let's have a look at the 847. This is with a figure of 8 mag loop, and that's only about 3 foot, maybe 3 foot, maybe 4 foot off the floor, maximum 4 feet off the floor, and that's with a mag loop. So it's nearly an S4 there, and then there's an S8, 7, 8, and then even on FT2000 there's an S7. Turn it over, S9 plus. So your ICOMs don't need the preamps on. I'll put it on. Right, I'll put it on to 2 like some of them do. It's 20/9. So if I gave somebody a report of 20/9, I don't, unless especially on the ICOM, unless I'm getting no signal at all, then I might just put the preamp 1 or 2 on, just to say, right, I've got you about no signal, but I've had to put my preamp so I can hear you. That's what I'd tell them. I won't go your 5 and 9 plus 40 or anything like that, like quite a few hams do, and you can see it in the videos. It's 20/9, but it's not, because really it's only an S9. So there's the preamp back off. It's 5 and 9 plus 10 now. So why people do it is beyond me. Mag loops, very, very good. The only thing I find is, turn this down just a little bit, when they actually say that you need to tune them up, and when you're tuning them, sorry about this, I'm just moving around in my radio room, and I'm just using my iPhone to video it. They actually say when you're actually tuning your mag loop up, get it for the most noise on the band, which I've done. And then I've checked with my SWR meter, and when I tune it, that and it's dead needle 1-to-1, and you receive, it's probably about a 4, but the signals that come through are very, very good. As you can see from there, it's an S9, and that one's an S5. So I've got an S5 there. So you see again, S5, nearly an S8, S9. So that's a cobweb. I'll change it from a cobweb. It's a full-size G5RV, and that's a cobweb. Let's just wait for it to come up. Cobweb, G5RV. So let's just try it again. So sometimes the G5RV is better than the cobweb. Just depends on propagation. And now it's being received.
United X-ray to Indian Ocean, QRZ. QRZ.
But Magloop working very good. As I say, really, sometimes you do have to put your AMP 1 on just to get the same kind of signals as you are with the Icom radios. I've only found it with this Icom because I've only got this one here. So 7600, FT2000, you do have to have AMP 1 on receive. Even on the 991 you have to have AMP 1 on to be on par with the 7600. But I don't with my 847, so I'll put the amp on there. So I've just turned my phone around horizontal. 5 and 9 plus 20. 5 and 9 plus 20. So once again, if I want to catch up with the Icom, you need the amp on. So I've not seen any radios that I've got anyway. I've not put my flex on, so I'm not doing the test with that, just with 4 other radios. And as you can see, Icom has the best receive without putting a preamp on. They're all the same on receive. It's just that not having any preamp on for using it with this Icom. But so many other stations have the preamp 1 or 2 on and give out total false receive reports just to make them look better. Your 5 and 9 plus 20 or 40, load of rubbish. Okay guys, that's all I wanted to say and show, that Icoms do not need really, unless it's desperate, to have their preamp on. Right, you have a good day, and I hope to catch somebody on HF soon from M0AOV.